Hello, my name is Collean O'Brien. I am a certified Theta healer, and in today's video, I am going to answer the question if your divine timings are fixed points in time. So if any of you are familiar with Doctor Who, or really any kind of fictional time travel stories, there is this concept that there are particular events along a timeline that cannot be changed. No matter what you try to do to manipulate things or forces before or after this particular event, it's always destined to happen. And often in these stories, it's something that is very pivotal, very big, very life-changing for either the individuals involved or even the globe, that they are points and events that really do change direction of an awful lot of people, but sometimes it's just one person. So these tend to be very pivotal events for a plot, and of course for a drama, this is a really great storytelling device, is that, hey, we're going to race against time, we're going to travel back in time to try and change things, and then of course ultimately fail. So is your divine timing in real life something that cannot be changed? And the answer is yes. Your divine timing is something that cannot be changed. It's set. Like it or not, your divine timing is going to happen. Now, if you were like me, and the first time you heard this, you were not too pleased with that particular bit of information, because I was coming from a mindset that if it's something that can't be changed, then I'm a victim of it. It's something that, what if it's something I don't want? What if it's something I want to change? What if it's something I would want to choose differently? You mean I can't change it? Like, I just wasn't willing to accept that. And part of the reason why I was having such an issue with it was because I didn't at the time have a greater understanding of what divine timing really is. And I'm not 100% sure that I've got the whole picture either, but I do have a broader understanding now than when I first started studying Theta healing and getting into what is divine timing. Because it's one of those concepts that seems so dead simple, yet a lot of people just don't get it. Like, it just doesn't click right away. And it's got such a simple definition. So if you're familiar with the book by Vianna Stibal, You the Creator, there's a glossary in the back, and divine timing is one of the terms that's included. And I'll read it to you here. It says that divine timing is knowing your destiny and allowing the universe to come in and help you. Now that sounds really nice, but what the hell does that mean? What the hell does that mean, right? It's just, sometimes it's just like, what? So having some examples is really helpful. So for me, one of my divine timings was actually getting to take the instructor's classes for Theta healing so that I can actually teach certification classes to others. And I have been trying to do it for a couple of years. Headquarters is out in Montana. I live in the East Coast of the United States. So it would, and you had to take them in person. And they would do them in the summers in Montana. And for a number of years, things just didn't line up. I kept hitting roadblocks about it. And I was really frustrated by it and almost gave up. And then just kind of out of the blue, wasn't even looking for it, I saw that they were offering Theta healing instructors classes in Australia in January of 2019. And I was like, it just felt really good. Like, I'd always wanted to go to Australia. In fact, there was a Theta healing class. We were doing a divine timing exercise, and I actually talked about Australia. So the seed had already sort of been planted. And, the steps that I had to take in order to actually physically be there were filled with such ease. I didn't have to fight it at all. And so that's an example of divine timing, when things just tend to flow. And I'm sure you could all think back to something in your life where, wow, that was just so easy. And you might have even taken it for granted because it almost was too simple. Now, it's possible that you can fight against your divine timing. You can have your divine timing work for you, or you can have it work against you. It's still going to happen. It's going to take you kicking and screaming if it needs to, but it's still going to happen. So you still do have an awful lot of choice, though, when it comes to how you work with that divine timing. So it's very linked with, and this is another one of those loaded phrases, your life purpose. Some people may even want to say your soul purpose. So I'm not going to get too much into that, but say you've got a life purpose to be a teacher. There's a lot of ways you can be a teacher. And so perhaps you get a degree in education and you teach, students in high school or in college, or even elementary school, right? There are any number of teachers that we think of when we think of teacher. But perhaps you're a corporate trainer. Perhaps you're teaching people ballet or acting or some other sort of creative endeavor. Perhaps you're a Theta healing teacher like me. Or you may even simply be a teacher by example, or even a teacher by counterexample, just by living your life. So there are a lot of details and minutiae that you have a great deal of choice about with your divine timing. And you can still pursue your life purpose whether you're in or out of your divine timing. It's simply that when the divine timing shows up, so many of those resources and other people's free will choices and opportunities line up in a way that makes it so much easier for you to almost make that quantum leap forward in your life purpose. It's like, oh, now's the time. Like, here's your cue. You're ready to walk on the stage of the world and fulfill your role that is your life purpose. And you can have more than one divine timing. You can have more than one life purpose. You could choose more divine timings if you want, but you can't really get rid of the ones that you've already got. And if you do, if you fight against them so much, that's where you lose an element of support. So it's not impossible to shun a divine timing, but it takes a lot of energy to do so, because it's a fixed point in time. Your divine timing is a fixed point in time. And so knowing that, how can you set yourself up to work with it? So, well, how do you even find out when your divine timing is? Now, in Theta Healing, we do have a way to connect with the Creator, the energy of all that is, and simply ask, like, hey, can I see my divine timing, please? It's your right. It's your divine timing. It's your right to see it. There are a number of other ways, I'm sure, with other methods that will allow you to see that. That's just the way that I'm well versed in, and the way that I can instruct people in how to do it, because I am a Theta Healing instructor. So you can ask other people who are, Theta healers or who know other methods to see your divine timing, but you may only see glimpses of it. You are really the only one who can see all of your divine timing. And if you're seeing glimpses of your own divine timing, well, then that's how you can work on yourself. And as you improve, you can get that wider and wider view, which is one of the reasons why I say at the beginning of this video, I'm not 100% sure that I've got the total answer, the expanded view of what even divine timing is, let alone my own divine timing, because I'm still in the process. I'm still in my own timeline and learning more. So I like to think of it the analogy of like an origin story, right? I mean, we started talking about time travel fiction. What about those stories where like you are the hero of your own life? But you don't start out in chapter 1 as having all the powers and all the skills and doing all the things right from the get-go. the origin story follows that hero in terms of learning about themselves, acquiring new skills, meeting new people, forming those relationships. And as they learn about themselves, there are then internal and external conflicts that then forge them into, so that when the divine timing happens in the third act of the particular hero story, it all comes together and supports them. You know, I'm sure you can all think of any sort of fictional epic battle where it's, you know, you almost like a Deus Ex Machina happens and you're like, just when you think they're going to lose, and then, this resource, this hero, this help comes in and helps them to save the day and really empowers them to you know, win. Because, you know, what's life? Like, we came here to win, really. You know, there may be some people who think that they're here to be the cautionary tale, but why not be the hero of your own story, right? So that is, I feel like I got a little bit off there. I'm sorry for babbling so much. There's way more to go in depth about divine timing. There are some resources that I will leave in the links of this video for you as well. If you would like to join the conversation, I do co-host a podcast, and the topic that is coming up this week is divine timing. Well, we're talking about divine timing. We're also talking about future readings and energetic time travel. It's only a half-hour show, so I hope we have enough time. I'm gonna have to bend time to make sure we get all of those in, because talking about time is one of my favorite things. It's one of the best things that I love to work with when it comes to energy healing and theta healing specifically. So I hope you can join that conversation. If you're seeing this video after that particular podcast has aired, because we do record it live, you can catch the replay, absolutely. So we do it on our Facebook page, and we do also have it on our YouTube channel. The name of the podcast is Two Unholy Healers. So I hope you can join us for Two Unholy Healers. I hope that this enlightened you a bit in terms of what divine timing is, and maybe gave you a little bit of a crossover with time travel and fiction. So I hope this was helpful. This was a lot of fun for me to talk about. I could talk more, but I'm going to wrap this up. So that was today's video about divine timing being a fixed point in time in your timeline. I'm Collean O'Brien, certified Theta Healer, and I will see you in the next video.